Okay, this is Al, and this is the second video on this gold mining history. It's all about the gold mining dredges from the early 1900s up until the 50s. And the evidence out here is there's huge rock piles from where the dredges would spit out the processed river rock, because they were scooping up the river rock and the dirt, sand, gravel, and processing on these huge barges, boats. They were specially designed for that purpose. And there's a trail going quite a ways out to where the rock piles are. You can start seeing some of them right here. I'm going to actually be walking over the top of them pretty soon, of nothing but rock. And it's pretty expansive. So here we are. Got to be careful walking on these trails because there's poison oak everywhere, and you get that stuff on you and you will itch and burn for weeks. I've been there. I'm looking for it right now. I think I passed quite a bit of it, but when I see it, I'll let you know what it looks like. It has green and sometimes red leaves, and sometimes it has no leaves, because it depends on the season. It's starting to lose its leaves now, I think. And usually I see it everywhere. It's kind of not as evident now, but you don't want to touch it with your hands. You don't want to rub up against it with your pants leg, because it will find its way onto your skin, and it's not good. Here is, let's see, wow, that's weird. I usually see it everywhere. Oh well, maybe next time. But we're coming up on the rock piles, and this is the top of one. Looks like somebody's camped out here. I'm gonna go around this way, down and around. I'm pretty used to walking on these rocks. But it's still not easy, especially when they're wet from morning dew. So here we go. My last video was pretty bouncy. It was actually, when I watched it, it gave me kind of got me dizzy. So this one looks like it's not going to be as bouncy. How you doing? I'm coming up on a really large area that's rock piles as far as the eye can see. And there's usually poison oak right in this area. It's lost its leaves. Well, when it loses its leaves, it's harder to see. But I'm coming up to the top of this huge expanse of rock, and as you can see, it just goes on and on and on. So yeah, the old guy is I don't know what he's saying, but so here we are. It's rows and rows of rock, and for those of you who didn't catch my last video, all this was put out here by the dredges, and they would divert the river and flood these areas, and the big barges would come in and float in here and dig up the river rock, and were like big best way to describe it is a chainsaw blade with huge iron buckets on it, and these buckets were a cubic yard or even bigger, and so there was a 50 buckets, and they would drop these big buckets down into these river bottoms and scoop up the dirt, sand, gravel, and then they would it would come on board of the barge, and they'd drop it into sluices. Some of them had trommels, which was a barrel, huge barrel with holes in it on one side, and it would turn. Those barrels would turn, and it would drop the smaller rocks and gravel onto the sluice, and the other larger rocks like these would be spit out the other end, and then the conveyor would take these rocks and spit them out in these piles from the other end of the barge. And the gravel and sand would be processed through the sluices, and the riffles in the sluices, which were just grooves that went I guess you'd call it perpendicular to the sluices, and gold being heavier would drop into these grooves, and with some black sand. Black sand is hematite and magnetite, and magnetite is like a magnet, and hematite is less magnetic, but they're always together, and that's what we always call black sand. And that's what you're left with when you pan out some gold, is the black sand and the gold. And because those are the three heaviest particles or minerals that you'll run across when you're panning for gold. But those barges would process it, and when they clean out the sluices, they would pan out just like we normally pan out gold, just with a little gold pan. And there's a technique involved, and I will get into that in later videos. I'm sure you've probably seen videos of that kind of thing. It's a very common way of getting gold out of the rivers and creeks. And wow, this area is really just crazy with mounds of rock and very deep mounds. And there's some unusual rocks down here that I showed in my first video. And, highly oxidized, mineralized. They're different than 99% of the rocks out here. See, these things they're big. It's hard to tell on video, but these things are probably big as basketballs. Actually, this one is big as 2 basketballs. And it was bigger. It looks like somebody's been breaking pieces off. But yeah, this thing goes on and on and on, and almost fell. Oh wow. I haven't even been beyond this point, but I can see over there is the river. I don't know if I have the energy to walk through all that to get to the river, so I don't think I'm gonna do that. Sometime I will, but that's a lot of up and down those rock piles, and I know an easier way to get there through the bike path. Wow, this is really deep. It's crazy. They did a lot of dredging for a lot of years, probably 50, 60 years, and that was I don't know, it was 80 years ago. So these things have been out here for a long time, and I think it's about time for me to go back to level ground, and I need to get to work anyway. It's early in the morning, and it's Friday, day after Thanksgiving, and so the weekend is pretty much here. So thanks for watching my video, and give me a thumbs up and notifications, and subscribe to my channel if you can, and you'll automatically get my videos. Thank you, and see you later. Bye.